Hey there, clan, and welcome to Worth It or Not Reviews, where I'm going to be answering this simple question: is Telltale's Batman worth it or not? Now, this is going to probably be a relatively short wee on since it is a Telltale game, and there's not much to comment on gameplay, not much to comment on graphics, not much to comment on really anything other than the story. So I'm not expecting this to be a long wee on, but I'll at least try and make sure I cover the facts at least. Now, of course, I will do my best to avoid spoilers for Batman Telltale, just in case anyone who's watching this hasn't picked it up yet. But let me, of course, give you a little brief history of my experience with the Telltale games. I've played a good chunk of Telltale games, my favourite still being Wolf Among Us. But I'll be honest, I stopped playing Telltale games pretty much after I got Game of Thrones. I got like 3 episodes into Game of Thrones and I didn't like it. I think basically I just got fatigued on Telltale games. And I've played probably The Walking Dead, The Wolf Among Us, and now Batman. I haven't played a few of the other ones like the Borderlands one. But I was very tentative to pick up any other Telltale game after basically in my opinion, not good story of the Game of Thrones one. I genuinely didn't like the story of it, and I think it's just mostly because of I like the Game of Thrones show. I don't think I like the Game of Thrones in a game aspect, that kind of thing. But that being said, I decided to pick up Telltale's Batman on PlayStation 4. It was on sale around about Christmas time, and I'll say this much: I played all 5 episodes in a single day because, in my opinion, the story is fantastic. Now, this is very much Telltale's Batman. This is a year one, maybe year two edition of Batman. There's been many attempts to make a Batman year one. There's an animated movie. I'm sure there's a few comics out there. This is Telltale's attempt at making it, and with that, Telltale tend to actually change a lot of things when they do it. They did that with Tales from the Borderlands. They did that with The Walking Dead. They've done that with Game of Thrones. They've done that with a few of their other ones. This is no different. They actually change quite a bit of this. They actually take existing characters and introduce them in different ways. They actually create them and change their origins a little bit. They change maybe their characteristics a little bit. They change a few things, but it's still essentially Batman. This is Batman meeting a lot of his rogues gallery for the first time. This is his first time meeting Catwoman. This is his first time meeting Penguin. This is the first time meeting quite a few characters. And even a new original character created by Telltale, who is very well done. They take an existing character, change it a little bit, and make it a nice little twist that I honestly did not see coming. That's very rare for me to actually not see a twist coming in pretty much anything. I'm pretty good at guessing when a twist is coming up. I honestly did not predict a particular twist. I think it's in episode 3 or 4 when the twist happens. I'm not going to say it here, of course, because that would be spoilers. But the twist got me and actually made me more engrossed in the story. It is actually a very well told story, and in my opinion, it's probably one of the best, in my opinion, year one Batman stories ever. Like, this is probably one of my new favorite Batman stories. Now, there are better stories of Batman, but as from a Telltale's perspective, I definitely say that this is probably the best Batman year one story I've ever seen. It is very well done, very well voice acted. They did an excellent job with the voice cast. There are a lot of familiar voices, of course. Laura Bailey, who plays Catwoman, Travis Willingham, who plays Harvey Dent. There are a few other new voice actors as well for some roles that I will not mention. But a lot of the voice cast is phenomenal. They really nail everything spot on, and I absolutely love that. Another aspect of this that I like from the story is the fact that you get to decide what type of Batman and Bruce Wayne you play. Are you going to play a very experienced Bruce Wayne who plays the game, or are you going to play an inexperienced Bruce Wayne in Batman? You get to decide what type of Batman you're playing. You get to decide, do you want to be a hero? Do you want to be an anti-hero? You don't kill anyone, of course, but that kind of sense. You get to shape Batman in his early years, which I actually think is very well done, and I definitely approve with this story. So if you can't tell, I definitely think this is definitely worth picking up, especially if you're a Batman fan, just from the way they tell the story. Now, of course, if you're not a Batman fan, I'd still recommend picking this up. It is a fantastic story, regardless that it's a Batman story. It is told expertly well. There's a few twists I did not see coming, and I cannot wait for Season 2. That being said, there are a few problems I had with this game. That being, Telltale really need to create a new engine. I had major stuttering issues with this game when I was playing on PS4. Constant stuttering issue, especially most notably in episodes 4 and 5. Now, lucky enough, they did clear up after a few seconds, but they were quite constant after a while. Like for a few seconds it would happen and it stopped, and then I'd play for a little bit, and then a few more seconds it would happen. I definitely think that they need a new engine. That is something that is vastly needed for Telltale in general. I know this engine is probably one that they've created themselves and that they are very proud of, and it is an engine that works on pretty much any system. That's probably why they're keeping it, but they need to either upgrade it or get an entirely new engine, because it is just showing its age way too much. I don't want to. That's the only criticism I have for this game. Everything else is fantastic, but Telltale desperately needs to upgrade their engine, just because of the fact that it is getting way outdated and it definitely needs changed. That being said, I definitely recommend Telltale's Batman. It's probably, I still think Wolf Among Us is their best, but Batman's a close second. And in all honesty, I will probably be purchasing Season 2 day one, probably just because I want to. It is so good. It was such a great experience that I cannot recommend enough. So if you haven't picked it up yet, definitely do so. Other than that, that's pretty much all I can say with it without talking spoilers. Now, of course, in the comment section down below, please let me know what you thought of it. If you've played it, do try and keep spoilers as vague as possible, or ensure that you use spoiler tags. But I do recommend picking it up anytime you can. It's a nice wee single day playthrough of all 5 episodes. Other than that, I think that's where I'll wrap things up there. I hope you enjoyed this. As always, I'm Scottish Warrior 92. I'll see you all later. Ciao for now.